So you and I have heard about this economic slowdown. What I would like to do is take a minute and tell you what thoughts are as far as how it reflects on the real estate market. This graph was quite interesting, I thought, and what it basically tells us, and it kind of shows us during the different recessions, that you'll see that the interest rates have gone up at the beginning of each recession. But towards the end, there's a really good possibility that interest rates will drop, allowing the economy to start moving forward again. Quite interesting, isn't it? This is a history of recessions and the different rates. When I first got into real estate a long time ago, people were assuming loans that were in the 11 and 8% because the going rate at that time was 18. Nothing to squawk about. And you know what? We were still selling homes. So just the overall consensus is that on average, the interest rates will drop towards the end of the recession, maybe around 1.8%, 2% from the peak when it first started down to the bottom when we're back out of it. Kind of interesting. This slide I like. Of the last 6 recessions that we've had 4 that were in the positive as far as getting equity from your home. Yeah, we had the humdinger in 2008, and for some reason or another, everybody says the sky is going to fall again when we have another recession. God willing that doesn't happen. But isn't it great that 4 out of the 6 recessions that we had, people saw equity in their home instead of being Debbie Downer. The inventory update, if you watched my last week's video, quite interesting. I told you that the numbers of offers have dropped, the number of offers over asking price. If you look a couple months ago, I was telling you that offers were 10, 15, 20. I heard of a 100,000 over list price offer. Sales now are all down. But guess what happens when that all happens? Inventory goes up. Months of inventory. Now these numbers are across the United States. So months of inventory through May will have rose from January's, and you can see about when in end of March they started increasing the interest rates. So now we have just shy across the United States 3 months of inventory. New monthly listing counts. This is in comparison to what was going on last year. You can see that in May of 2021, we had 509 homes come on the market across the thousands, and now in May across the United States, 541. Existing home sales, seasonally adjusted, and look at this. In 2020, interest rates were about 2%, maybe lower. We had 5.6 million homes sold. Last year, interest rates were definitely lower than 2% some months, 6.1. Now we're going back up. You can see that this year, what they're estimating for this year is we're going to be at 5.4 million homes sold, which are the same, pretty darn close to what we were doing pre-pandemic. I'm going to read this white part. A simple analysis shows that 1 month of increase in the month's supply results in 3% annually decline of home price growth. So instead of going up, we're going to go down a little bit. Does that mean you should start looking for a house? I would say so. Should I buy right now? That's a great segue. You've seen these headlines just like we've talked about. And deceleration, dropping of home prices, does not mean depreciation of home prices. I think that these screens before have shown you, for the most part, out of each of the recessions, you are still creating equity on a home that you own. We used to talk about this all the time as far as home price forecast. On average, for this year in 2022, they're still anticipating 8.5% home appreciation. That's nothing to sneeze at because, as I've always said, 5 to 7 is average. So we're well above that. Next year, maybe not so much. We'll be in 23 about 4, but then we're going to be bobbling right along the 4%. Healthy market. But wouldn't you like to be able to sell your home at that higher amount? It's something to think about. Single family housing units that have been completed. We were going like gangbusters in 2005, and then we blamed part of this prices going up so darn high. In 2010, we were so darn low as far as building. We have slowly caught up to the average units or homes being completed. But look at this next slide. Guess who's going to come and start taking those homes? The millennial are now coming to be that generation, and look how many of them they are. And they are the ones that are going to be starting to buy homes. Could be as soon as this month, could be maybe next year. But the more they get educated, the more they're going to see how smart it is to be able to get a home and start earning that equity, right? Hope that it wasn't too crazy. I know it's a lot of information, but I hope that if you have any questions that you give me a call. We'll sit down and discuss it and try to make a plan as to, should you sell now? Should you invest now? That's an idea. Or is this going to be a new purchase for you? As always, please like my channel and also go and subscribe each time I put a new one out. Great.